This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with my weekly review of the points I find interesting in Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer newsletter. So let's jump right into it. The main part of it this week was the John Cena retirement, the 4 match card where you had to pay up to 9,500 or more. Brock Lesnar wasn't wrestling. CM Punk wasn't wrestling. They didn't even go all out for that. But apparently, Triple H is the head of creative. He's the head booker of the show. He is the one that made the decision for John Cena to lose via tap out. And again, Triple H, who's beaten just about everybody in the business and won his final match in Saudi Arabia, although I think he will come back for 2027 in Saudi Arabia because they're going to be paying a lot of money for WrestleMania there. But Triple H was his decision, and he actually expected the boos to be louder. The thing is, though, it's Triple H that got the boos. It was Triple H that was getting the AEW chants and the boos. So I don't know when they're. I don't even care at this point. I was never really a John Cena fan, and he's a complete sellout for China and Saudi Arabia, anyways. So I honestly don't care. To me, I just think he lost way too much in his later years. And again, the heat went on Triple H. And as far as the time honored tradition, there actually really isn't a time honored tradition of people losing. Bruno won his last match. Ric Flair won his real last match. Hulk Hogan won his match. Warrior won his last match. Mad Dog Vachon won his last match. Fritz Von Erich won his last match. Steve Austin won his last match. Mick Foley has won the last match he's had to date. Shawn Michaels has won the last match he's had to date. Sting has won the last match he's had to date. I don't know if Bret Hart's last WCW match he won or lost because he had about 10. Actually, Bret Hart did win his last match because it was in WWE. He beat Vince McMahon. So where's this time honored tradition of legends? I mean, Goldberg, but Goldberg again, he was paid a fortune to put this guy over. I am not a Gunther fan. I don't think he kayfabes. I don't know. I don't think he knows how to wrestle for real. You can just look at the choke. He didn't have his hooks in. He's not a real grappler. He's fat, skinny. But again, I'm not watching. My choice is to just tune out. So in the end, I don't give a f. But I do think business is going to continue to decline. Yes, they're getting huge payoffs from Saudi Arabia. Peacock, again, can't. The last Saturday Night's Main Event didn't even air on NBC television, and now the deal's over with Peacock. So you can't consider that that was a huge success. Netflix has not been getting great numbers. They just had 2 weeks out of the top 10. At some point, we hear that ESPN isn't happy with the deal that they currently have with WWE. At some point, people are going to realize that they're overpaying for the quality, and at the same time all your better guys are retiring. Like we hear now Brock Lesnar is going to retire at SummerSlam because it's in Minnesota. Well, then you've lost Lesnar. Though those guys, while they might not be everyday players, they're your aces in the hole that you can bring back. And again, Hogan's dead. You always used to be able to bring Hogan back for something. Flair, I mean, he doesn't look like he's going to be around that much longer. That's just my thoughts of it. He's pooing himself in bars. He's going on podcasts looking like he's half dead. And I'm not saying that to be mean. He there's one podcast where he's just like, wow. I don't even it was so boring. A guy with a baseball hat was doing the interview. I forget where it was from, but it was so boring and he looked so bad in it. I actually felt bad for him. As far as other news, Mick Foley, again, he didn't exactly quit. They haven't used him on TV since 2023. And he said that when his contract runs out, when his legend deal runs out in June, he's not going to re-sign because he doesn't like WWE's connection with Trump. Okay, I get it. You're fine with their connection with Saudi Arabia. which no matter what your political things are, it's not as bad here as Saudi Arabia. They had the damn Saudi Arabia logo on the ring um, for Saturday night's main event. The human, you're fine with the human rights stuff going on there, but the Trump stuff, you're putting a line in the sand, but not now, only when your contract expires. So, anyways, I could. It's not like he's poor. He's a multi millionaire, and I'm sure AEW will use him for something. I mean, they pay Jake what 600,000 a year to do nothing. I'm sure they can find something for Mick Foley. TNA currently is signing a bunch of people to only 3-month deals. So that's the strange thing about that is it because they don't have enough money to guarantee a year? Do they not have the TV money yet? Because they supposedly just signed a TV deal with AMC, but they signed 4 or 5 guys to 3-month deals, which is very unusual. Um, why would you only sign someone for 3 months? Apparently, here's something interesting. SmackDown in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania last week only did 5,500 fans. And the SmackDown combined special, there's 2 nights in a row of WWE in Montreal, January 23rd and 24th, so only a little over a month away. That's a 20,000 seat building. There's only about 6,000 seats sold for each, and they got money from the city of Montreal to come there. That's the other thing with the towns paying them to come. Utah recently paid them to come, and they got 4,000 fans one of the nights. I think 7,000 one of the nights. Montreal, they're paying them to come. They now have 6,000 fans. I mean, that's not a good crowd for Montreal. When was the last time they were even in Montreal? I don't even know if they were in. I'm gonna guess they must have come to Montreal in 2025, but they used to come almost monthly. So I don't know how long it's gonna last where places are gonna keep paying them because it's not like the crowds are incredibly great these days. AEW, who only came to Canada for 2 shows this year, is coming to Vancouver in April. They didn't come to Vancouver at all last year, and I don't think WWE has been to Vancouver since the Survivor Series. So if wrestling fans are desperate enough, they'll go. Someone says out of the 3 heels booked for Saturday night's main event, only one wrestles. You couldn't pay me to watch it. I saw enough in the highlights. Yes, they're being paid millions by Netflix. Will that deal renew? Time are going to tell. But yes, NBC has canceled. There's no more wrestling on Peacock, and they canceled Saturday Night Wrestling from NBC television. I think they might try and air it somewhere else. I don't know, but it's too bad. Someone says, "Yeah, yeah, I don't like the corporate situation. I really don't. I'm going to be back in a few minutes because here, instead of watching the John Cena retirement match, I rewatched an old Ultimate Warrior shoot interview a few days ago, which I found really entertaining, more entertaining than current wrestling. And he said something interesting about Bret Hart. So I'm going to come back and do a review of just the Ultimate Warrior's take on Bret Hart. It's interesting what he said